No matter what size your garden is, it is crucial that you rotate your crops. Now, I know with a smaller garden, because my garden is not that large, it can be very, very difficult to figure out how to rotate your crops. Welcome back to the Scaredy Cat Gardener. I'm Pam, and this is Zone 8A. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Take a second and subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. Rotating your crops and the plants that you have is essential for growing a healthy and happy garden where you have healthy and happy plants. First of all, if you had any plants that had any type of disease or a serious pest problem, when you move those plants to the next area, and you're not moving the actual plant, you're planting new seeds or new seedlings in another area, the chances of those same pests and that same disease attacking the new plants is slim to none, because typically disease and bugs are attracted to specific plants for that disease or that bug. So you need to make sure you plant next season's crops of whatever in a different container or a different area of your garden. Also, and secondly, plants produce different root formations. So as the roots curve and go down, they're creating aeration and a tunnel. The earthworms don't have to do it all. The roots will help them. And so by moving one plant to another area, then you're going to create another aeration pattern, another source for the earthworms to work their way through. And you want to move your plants by the groups and the types of plants that they are, not by the specific plant. In other words, if you planted tomatoes in a container or a space in your garden, then tomatoes are part of the nightshade family. So maybe I have a container and I planted tomatoes in it last year. I don't want to go behind that same space, or that same container and plant peppers, because peppers are in the nightshade family as well. For me, because I do have a smaller garden, it's been easier for me to write everything down and to produce a diagram. Each year I look back at my diagram and I see where I planted what. Where did I plant my tomatoes? Did I plant my tomatoes in my red container over on the west side of the yard, or was it over in the red containers on the east side of the yard? And I don't move the containers. I will plant something completely different in that pot. Maybe where I had my tomatoes will be my lettuce, or maybe it'll be some herbs or something else. The only plants that I don't transfer are plants that are my perennials, and things like my blueberry bushes. My blueberry bushes, which I'm standing in front of, will remain in the pots that they are in. And if I have to up pot them, then I will do that at some specific point in time. Again, when thinking about switching up your plants, think about them in groups. As an example, like you have brassicas. So that would include things like your broccoli, your collards, cabbage, anything in the brassica family. Wherever you have it planted for this fall, next fall you want to move it to another space in your garden. If you have it in a container, move it into a different container. Any type of lettuce. Most of us grow more than one type of lettuce, even if it's just simply by color or something. So you don't want to plant the lettuce in the exact same containers or space that you have all your lettuce in this year. Nightshade plants are your tomatoes, your peppers, your potatoes, and eggplants, things like that. Don't replant anything in the same space. If you're growing eggplant, don't go behind it next year. So, well, I didn't have tomatoes there. I had eggplant, and now you plant your tomatoes there. It is in the same nightshade family. So if that soil had disease in it that was attracted to that particular plant, it's going to do the same thing this year. If you had a bug or a pest that kept attacking that particular plant in that particular container, unless you get rid of that soil, even if you top the soil off, the disease technically is still in there to an extent. So you want to plant something that's not attracted to that, and do your research. If you had pest or something that was attracted to a specific plant, before you go and plant a whole different plant in there, do the research and see what type of diseases and pests may be attracted to the new plant. And if it's not attracted to that, sometimes you can plant something in that spot and it's something that'll get rid of the pest, because the pests really hate that type of plant. That's the kind you want to go for. More groups would be onions, leeks, garlic, groups of carrots, parsnips, celery. All those are in a group. Let's not forget our beans and our peas. That's a whole nother group. And you may have a group that I haven't even mentioned because, well, I don't grow everything. So check the groups of the plants and vegetables that you like most. And just changing varieties doesn't do it either. You've got to change the whole thing. So I have had success with my tomatoes in my brown pot. And last year it was over here. I have hibiscus over here now. I had peppers growing in my large brown container, if you can see it right down there. That container right there, I had my peppers. They wonderfully. This year, I grew hibiscus in it. No peppers to be found. That's the kind of transformation you want to make. You want to make a complete transformation with your pots, with your plants, or if it's a space in your garden, the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's in a container or a space. Again, if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out here with me in my garden. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. For my returning subscribers and channel members, thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I'm Pam. This is Zone 8A. And anywhere you can sit a pot, you can grow a plant.